Daf Yomi, Tractate Bava Batra, page 129b, top of the page, with the words Yehoshua Cherem Tachtehem. Bein Shamar Tzinu, Bein Shamar Al Titnu, Ein Nosin Lahen El Shekel. Others will inherit. So we're in the middle of an idea, but if he said, give them only a shekel, the steward gives them only a shekel and no more. And if he said, if my children die, others will inherit their portion. Now we're on top of 129b. Others will inherit their portion in their stead, and regardless of whether he said, give them a shekel, or whether he said, do not give them more than a shekel, the court gives his children only a shekel per week, so as not to reduce the share of the others, as their father clearly stated that he wishes to give his children only specific stipend, and that he intends to leave the bulk of his property to others. V'ha'achadich shetei sados uchishnei b'nei adam dami tikatani tikatani. Roshesha includes, and isn't the case here, like the case of 2 fields and 2 people, as the father gave part of his property to his sons as a gift, and the rest to others as an inheritance, but it is taught that the others acquire the property, although he employed only the terminology of inheritance concerning them. Hu mosiv la v'hu mifarek la biroi liyorsho v'Rav Yochanan ben Barokahi. Rav Sheshet raised the objection, and he resolved it. The term others is referring to those who are fit to inherit from him, and the ruling of the Batra is in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Yochanan ben Baroka, who holds that one can bequeath his property to anyone who is fit to inherit from him. Therefore, it is unnecessary for the bequest to be phrased as a gift. Amar Ravashi Toshima nichsei lecha v'acharecha yerush ploni v'acharecha yerush ploni meis rishon kana sheni meis sheni kana shlishi v'meis sheni b'chaya rishon yachs nechosim rishon. Ravashi said, come and hear a proof for the opinion of Rav Sheshet from a Batra to Sefta 8:4. If one states, my property will go to you after my death for your use during your lifetime, and after you die, so and so will inherit the property, and after the one who inherits after you dies, so and so will inherit the property, then in this case, when the first recipient dies, the second acquires it, and when the second dies, the third acquires it. And if the second dies during the lifetime of the first, the property returns after his death to the heirs of the first, and does not go to the third designated recipient, as his right was to inherit it from the second one who never received it. Rav Ashi states his proof, and here it is a case like that of 2 fields and 2 people, as the bequest to the first recipient was phrased as a gift, and to the second one it was phrased as inheritance. And yet the Batra teaches that the second recipient acquires the property after the death of the first. And if you would say that here too the Batra is referring to a case where the recipient is fit to inherit from him, and it is in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Yochanan ben Baroka, if so, why does it state that when the second dies, the third acquires it? Hashalach Ravacha b'regel Rav Avia l'devrei Rabbi Yochanan ben Baroka nichsei lecha v'acharecha l'ploni rishon roi liyorsho v'ein sheni b'makom rishon klum. Rav Acha b'reit Rav Avia. We don't have him very often, do we? Anyway, she'ein lashon ze lashon matana el lashon Yerusha. Yerusha ein hefzik. Rav Ashi explains his previous comment. Didn't Rav Acha, the son of Rav Avia, send the following ruling in accordance with the statement of Yochanan ben Baroka? If a person on his deathbed said, my property is given to you, and after you to so-and-so, and the first recipient was fit to inherit from him, the second gets nothing in place for the first. Meaning he does not receive the property after the first one dies, as this formulation employed by the owner was not one of a gift, rather it was a formulation of inheritance, and inheritance has no end, meaning it cannot be stopped. Therefore, since the first recipient acquired it as an inheritance, his heirs inherit it from him, and it cannot be taken by the second one. Therefore, the Batra is irreconcilable with the opinion of Rabbi Yochanan ben Baroka. Tiyufta dekulahu tiyufta. The Gemara affirms the refutation of the opinions of all the sages who disagree with the opinion of Sheshet, that even if one uses the two terms with regard to two fields and two people, his gift to both people effective is a conclusive refutation. Okay. Leima nami tehevi tuvtia d'Reish Lakish b'tizbira hamar Rava hilchas hakavas d'Reish Lakish b'hani tras. The Gemara suggests, let us say, that it is also a conclusive refutation of the opinion of Reish Lakish, who maintains that giving must be mentioned with regard to both recipients and both fields. The Gemara asks, and how can you understand this? But didn't Rava say that the halacha is in accordance with the opinion of Reish Lakish with regard to these three issues? Acquisition of land for the rights to its produce, chalitza of a pregnant woman, and the matter of bequeathal, phrased both as a gift and as an inheritance. Lo kashya, this is not difficult. The Gemara answers, this is not difficult. Kan betoch kadei dibur, kan la'achar kadei dibur. This is not difficult. Here, in the case where giving can be mentioned concerning one of the recipients in inheritance with regard to the other, it is a case where the two bequests were stated within the time required for speaking, meaning a short phrase, like right away, the time it takes to meet one's teacher. Toch kadei dibur, shalom aleichem Rabbi, like that. That's that amount of time. According to the halacha, within this time, a speaker can retract a statement. Therefore, both bequests are considered to be part of one statement. There, in the case of where Reish Lakish maintains that giving must be mentioned with regard to both people for it to take effect, it is a case where the final part of the statement where he said, and they will inherit it, was after the time required for speaking a short phrase. The halacha is, Toch kadei dibur kadibur dami levar me'avodah zarah. The halacha is that the legal status of any statement, interrupted or retracted within the time required for speaking a short phrase, is like that of continuous speech. This is the halacha in all cases, apart from idol worship, as one who accepts an idol as his god is liable to receive court-imposed capital punishment, even if he retracts a statement within the time required for speaking a short phrase.